Hey guys, JK here. Wanted to talk about a topic that I think is pretty timely and urgent to talk about, and it's very important. So that topic is going to be re-rolling and whether or not, with the current banner that we have with these top tier units, is it really worth re-rolling for? So there's a lot of different considerations. There's no one size fits all answer. But before I do that, I'll go ahead and show you guys my steps 4 through 7 summons. I've already done them. I had to do it without commentary, so why don't I show you guys that first, and then we'll come back and talk about re-rolling. Be back in a little bit. Alright, welcome back. As you can see, I have my Gilgamesh up to level 70. I did use some shards on him as well. And I'm going to go ahead and see how well I do over the daily summons or weekend summons, and maybe even next week's banner as well, before I invest even more thunder shards and rainbow shards into him, because I do want to get him up to level 75, but it's not absolutely required at this moment. So yeah, I'm going to hold off on that just for a little bit. But yeah, here's my Gilgamesh, and I'm just showing him in the background while I talk about re-rolling, as I mentioned before. So people who failed to get Gilgamesh or even Fate Yomi, I've heard a couple of people ask, should I re-roll? I've seen it on the Reddit, and I'm sure it's a question that looms in a lot of people's minds. So the answer to that question really depends on you, and this is not just some cop-out answer. I'm going to tell you why exactly. So first of all, what you have to consider is, if you look at my account level 100, a lot of people are level 100 right now. If you've been playing long enough to be level 90 plus and you have a whole bunch of characters stocked up, then it might not be worth re-rolling, because unless you are absolutely in love with these characters, it's going to be more of a setback more than anything to start over than it is going to help you to re-roll for these characters. Even if you get them, even if you get a dupe, get them up to level 65, it's still not going to be as much or as good as having a very developed account with a good variety of characters, especially when you consider things like Veda Tower, where you need different elements, different roles, and you can't just rely on one powerhouse unit all the way. So for people who have been playing for a while and have invested a lot of time and energy into this game, maybe even money, I would say don't re-roll. The question becomes, what if I'm level 80 or below? What if I started maybe a few weeks ago or a month ago? That's when the answer starts to lean toward maybe you should re-roll. But the caveat to that is you really have to be realistic here. So let's say you re-roll, right? Let's say you get both Gilgamesh and Fate Yomi, and that's a really great way to start your account for sure. But you also have to consider that we have about a week left in this event, I believe, or maybe 2 weeks, I don't know. I think we have 2 weeks. So what I would suggest is that you have to be realistic here and assess what your schedule is going to be in the next couple weeks. Are you the type of player who's basically in and out? You auto a few levels, do a few skip tickets, you get in and out as quickly as possible? Or are you going to have the time to really sit down with this game and play it manually for hours on end? The reason I ask this is because when you start a new account, the limiting factor is not AP. You're going to have almost infinite AP for quite a while, because they give you all these level ups, you get all these milestone rewards and so forth, and you constantly have AP. You have so much AP that you have to you don't know what to do with it. So in the next couple of weeks, are you going to have the time to actually use that AP? Are you going to actually have the time to level up and constantly play the game, so that you can kind of catch up enough? And the reason you kind of need to catch up a little bit is because you do need to farm this equipment. So Gilgamesh's outfit, this needs to be farmed from stage, I guess you can get it from stage 9 as well, but stage 10, the EX stage 4, EX plus stage 4. If you are not able to get these equipments up, you either need to buy them with gems, which is 250 a pop. So if you want to get all 3 of them that you need from job levels 9 through 11, you need to set aside 750 gems to buy it. Or the alternative is to really get strong fast and somehow be able to clear it and farm it yourself. The other option, of course, is you do need some gems for this option, but it's pretty minimal. You can host multiplayer games. What you do is you recruit party, you go to Face Day night, and you host these levels for different people. I would definitely make sure in your description box below, or the comment box when you make these games, you want to say please carry me, strong players only, will gem, so that these people know that they're not coming into a game that's just going to lose and you're going to quit. They need to know that you're going to invest the requisite amount of gems to continue until you guys actually win these matches. So if you are not strong enough to clear it yourself, which you're not going to be if you re-roll and restart your account, what you're going to have to do is just let people know that, hey, carry me and I'll gem it for you guys, and you can do it for free basically, and I'll ensure the win. And with each of these levels, you can farm up different equipments, of course. So if you somehow pull a saber or something like that, you would want to farm this level. This one would be for Rin, of course. You do want to, any character you pull for these limited collab units, you have to make sure that you get their equipment. Because each of them has a specific equipment that they need to max out to job 11 and, you know, max out the job. If you don't do that, then the characters are going to be very limited in power. They're not even going to be worth re-rolling for, honestly. If you get a Gilgamesh and he's stuck at job 9, he's not even going to be worth using compared to like a job 11, you know, strong other character. So yeah, I'm sure that's obvious to you guys. That would be for Rin. This would be for Iliasville. And Zahar, Fate Zahar. This is like his archer job, berserker job, and lancer job all in one. And then this is Iliasville's I forgot what it's called, the magician job basically. This purple thing here is the assassin job for Fate Yomi. So again, you know, pay attention to what's available here. Oh, and also I keep forgetting to mention the gear. Like this one has Iliasville's master ability gear, which you want to have as well if you pull these specific units. And then this stage 4 one, this is Gilgamesh's gear here, and his equipment. So this is his job 1 equipment. This middle one is Fate Yomi's job 3, the caster job, which might not be relevant to new players anyway, because they're probably not going to get up to job 3. And even if you do, you can basically use that as a sub job. Although you would miss out on the master job stats and all that, but it's not a big deal. And then this one over here would be job 1 for Fate Yomi. So this would be the level that you would want to focus on if you re-rolled for Gilgamesh and Fate Yomi. So anyway, that's how I would do it if I was a new player and I can't beat these levels, because they are pretty hard. You know, you can't just beat them with a new account typically, so you might have to just host a bunch of multiplayer games, be ready to continue with those 8 gems each time. You might have to do multiple continues, like 16 gems, 24 gems each time you run it, but that's how I would do it. So keeping all this in mind, are you willing to, first of all, start over, re-roll, try to get Gilgamesh and Fate Yomi? You're going to have to plow through the story because you do need to level up your account, and you also get a lot of gems and stuff by, you know, plowing through the story. So that takes a lot of manual effort, a lot of time. Again, you're going to have like infinite AP, so you just need a lot of time to grind through that. And then after you get to a certain level, like a good enough level, maybe 65 plus, are you willing to sit there and host multiplayer games and spend the time that you need to get the equipment and the gear? Because if you don't have the equipment and the gear, then what are you really pulling these characters for? You're pulling, like, they're going to be a shell of their max potential. They're not going to have the job 11 mastered. They're not going to have their master ability in the case of Gilgamesh and so forth. So all this considered, should I re-roll? If you are, you know, not a very, very high level account and you haven't played this game for a ton of time, the answer is yes, if you're willing to put in the time and effort that you're going to need. Because if you love this game and you know you're going to stick with it for a while, these characters are absolutely worth having in your roster and collecting. So if it were me personally and I just found this game a couple weeks ago, I would re-roll until I got those 2 characters. But if you're kind of, you know, just dabbling in it, you don't know if you're going to stick with it, or the next couple of weeks are absolutely packed and busy for you, so that's when I would say no. Because even if you pull the characters, you're not going to be able to get them to the state where they need to be. And after this event's over, you can't get that equipment and gear anymore, at least for a very long time if they rerun the event. So anyway, that was a long rambling session, but hope you guys you know, got something out of it. Hope it made sense. And the answer really lies with you, like whether you should re-roll or not. So yeah, that's my answer. I tried to consider everything I could, and hopefully that made sense. Let me know if you have any other further questions in the comments or anything like that, and I'm sure other people can help you as well. But yeah, that is kind of like the PSA that I wanted to put out there, because I don't want people to just blindly decide to re-roll and then they don't think about all the investment and the time that they're going to need afterward. So getting the characters is just step 1, really. So yeah, anyway, that being said, these characters are awesome. I've tried them out. They're totally worth it. If you're willing to put in the time, absolutely do it if you're a new account. But otherwise, if you're you know, a long-time player, it's not going to make or break you, to be honest. But yeah, that's just I'm gonna stop here. That's all I have to say. Take care, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.